What up, guys? Your boy Quake, and 6ix9ine is finally a free man. The inevitable happened, but before we get into that, be sure to follow me on Twitter and on Instagram at QuakeGW. A link is in the description below for both, and leave a like on this video. 6ix9ine has to thank basically the world and the recent events that's been going on in the world for his early release. I can't say the word, or you guys know what I'm talking about because YouTube is going to demonetize me. But you guys know what I'm talking about, the events that's been happening recently around the world. This helped him get released a lot earlier than expected. The article says the judge just signed off on his request to get out to avoid, you know what? The judge agreed Thursday the rapper should be granted a compassionate release, effective immediately from the NY facility where he's been held. Instead of serving the rest of his 2-year sentence behind bars, he'll do it in house arrest at home. Tekashi will be on supervised release during his 4 months of home incarceration. He'll have a GPS monitor and must remain at an address approved by his probation officer. According to the judge's order, he can only leave if he needs to seek necessary medical treatment or visit his attorney, and he must get pre-approval from the probation department. If for any reason GPS monitoring is not available or malfunctioning, 6ix9ine must have a daily video conference with his probation officer. And 6ix9ine's lawyers, Lance and Don, were going back and forth filing motions to gain his release. They first asked the judge, but the judge denied 6ix9ine's request because he said he didn't technically have the power to release him. He then directed them to the team to file a request to the Bureau of Prisons and said they were the ones who could bust him out early. But then the department said they couldn't help because Tekashi was in a private facility under the watch of the U.S. Marshal Service instead of the Bureau of Prisons. As a result, the ball was back in the judge's court, and he handed down the order releasing Tekashi to serve the remainder of his sentence in home confinement. As you guys know, he was originally scheduled to get out in late July, early August, so this is definitely a lot earlier. Complex ended up catching up with Tekashi's attorney, Dawn, and they asked her a few questions about what he's got coming next. When asked if the terms of his home confinement included the ability to put out new tracks, Florio was unequivocal. She said yes, he can release new music. But what kind of music, they asked? Florio confirmed that early reports about 6ix9ine re-upping with the label 10K Projects was true. Earlier this year, if you guys remember, there was reports that 6ix9ine signed a $10 million deal to put out 2 albums, one in Spanish and one in English. And apparently his lawyer says that's true. She said what he's going to do is he already has an advance from 10K Projects, so he has to put out a Spanish album and an English album, so that's what he's going to be working on. Just prior to speaking with Complex, coincidentally, Florio said she was speaking with 6ix9ine's entertainment attorney, Bob Celestine, planning the rapper's return. We were actually trying to figure out the logistics of how that's going to work out. It's more difficult because of everything going on, because you don't want strange people coming in to set up a studio where he's going to be, but they don't want to wait too long to build that studio. Florio told Complex that the conversation with Celestine made clear that new 6ix9ine music has to come soon. He already got an advance for all those millions of dollars, she recalled the entertainment lawyer explaining to her, so he's got to put out 2 albums as soon as possible. I can confirm that from Bob. And what about social media, they asked? Will 6ix9ine continue to keep Instagram using masses entertained while they're waiting for him to finish his songs? Looking at the available paperwork, Complex came to the conclusion that he could. Florio agreed. She said, so far, I haven't seen any restrictions about him not being able to go to social media. She said, but there is a condition. Obviously, it has to be in good taste. No more trolling. So obviously, he's going to release new music immediately. If you sign a $10 million deal, I'm sure the label wants the music ASAP. So we're definitely going to get him new music probably within a month, maybe even less than that. But the Instagram trolling, all that stuff that people like, that are entertained by, even I was entertained by, I think those days are over for at least, at minimum, 4 to 6 months. He's probably going to be way more professional and introduce himself in a whole new light. And that's probably going to be the strategy they're going to take. Who knows? I mean, he could just go off the wall and act up again, but I highly doubt it being under house arrest. So that's it for this video. What do you guys think? Is he going to reintroduce himself as a completely different person? Is he still going to troll somehow? What do you think he's going to do? Leave a comment below. I'll definitely check it out. That's it for today's video. Thank you for watching. If you want to support this channel further, you can do so at patreon.com/diverse mentality. For just $1 a month or more, you can help support this channel further. A link is in the description below. Remember to like, comment, share, and definitely subscribe, as this helps me a lot. Follow me on Twitter and on Instagram at fakj. Like us on Facebook, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.